Portrait of a seaweed farmer. I mean, I've never contemplated what a seaweed farmer would look like or act like, but what an absolute treat to meet her as our subject. And I'm just fascinated when people find something that lights them up and makes them want to contribute. And it's so lovely when work and our passions can fuse in this way. And I really appreciated how intimately we were brought in, from hearing about as she's growing up and her parents helping this dream come to life, to the sacrifices that she had to make for her family, to the journey of where she got to be where she is, and just what a brilliant mind and discipline to be a part of. And I also thought it was really gorgeously shot too. We did get a very portrait-like intentionality behind all of the frames. And there's some really lovely, even of her family and of her on the job. It felt, yeah, very intentional, not staged, but we wanted those snapshots and those portraits of daily life. And I thought it was done in a very authentic and intimate way.
This documentary, while short, showed this woman's entire life. It showed her from why she was a scientist, from a young girl to her children and her husband, and even how they met, to their marriage story, and to how she became a seaweed farmer. It was actually fully well-rounded for such a short documentary, which is not something you really expect. You expect short documentaries in this length to really just get down to the nitty-gritty of it without telling the whole personal story. She really showed how much she is into conservation, like with the olive oil turning it into soap, which is quite different because it shows a different culture, especially for me as an American, because we often just reuse oil. We save it and reuse it until you can't anymore. And to me, to show that other cultures don't do that, that they throw it out or they turn it into things like soap, is quite interesting. And then that she's so passionate about her work that she tried to find something else because she was working so hard at the university that she was having time for her children and her husband. So seaweed farming let her have time to be with her family while also letting her live her passion to conserve and work as a scientist. This really showed the other side of conservation efforts and the people behind the climate change efforts to improve it, where it's not just figureheads speaking at us. It's telling you their life story and what brought them to the part where they are in their life to get to this place. And it makes it a lot more impactful and instead of people just yelling from a stage, it makes it a lot more human. It makes you a lot more invested into why this person's interested.
This film is called Portrait of a Seaweed Farmer. This is an inspiring environmental doc short sponsored by the World Wildlife Fund. This was a real eye-opening film. I had no idea that seaweed is being used in such an interesting way as packing material. The content by scientist Anna was so thoughtful. You can see her progression from junior scientist to her life in academia, to working at a hands-on job that allows her to do something she enjoys, that allows her to make a real difference, and enables her to be there for her family. I love the instrumentals in the piece, notably the use of upbeat orchestrals like Passionate Violin. Wonderful, memorable film. Great job.